It's a small request here, and welcome to Universe Sandbox. This game, or more like a simulation, is one of the best finds that I have found lately. And I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. So shall we begin? In this program, you have basically the whole universe in your hands. And this right here, as you might have guessed already, is our solar system. And in the middle of the solar system is our sun. In all its brightness. I think the speed is a bit too much for me just now, so I'll make it slow down. There, nice and easy. Nice and easy. So let's zoom out a bit. I'm still rather new to this program, so I don't know what it entails, but I know some of the basic stuff. And this is the same kind of exploration for me now as it is for you who may not be so familiar with the program yet. Universe Sandbox has beautiful graphics, and it takes quite a lot of memory from the computer, so it may be a bit laggy sometimes, especially with the recording program. So I'm not going to do anything crazy with this, but I wanted to show you just a little bit what it can do. So closest to the sun is Mercury here, and it's traveling quite a fast pace because it's so close to the sun with the orbit. So let's zoom in and see how it looks. Ain't this beautiful? With the Milky Way in the background. Here we can see some information about Mercury. All the basic info. The motion. It's going 40 kilometers per second, which is quite the fast pace. And the temperature is 169 Celsius. So it's far from inhabitable. This is how the sky or the space looks like from Mercury. The music in this game is gorgeous. I put it very low so it wouldn't affect video and to my talking too much. Look what we have here. I think it's the third rock from the sun. Here we go. Let's take a closer look at where we are and make it go a bit slower. Now it looks fine. Here's the North Pole. We can see the ice there. America. And the vast blue sea. It's so hard to figure that so much of the space in planet Earth is filled with water, even though most of the mass is anything but water. It looks like a blue planet. And the average surface temperature of Earth is 15.6 Celsius, and it's risen quite a bit in past century. Although 15 degrees seems like it would be cold, and it would be quite cold if it was the average temperature all the time where you live. But you have to always remember that the North and South Pole of Earth are always frozen, and some of these places get never frozen until the Ice Age comes. I think I want to find where I live. Oh, here we go. I'll wait when it comes to the bright side. Here's the large Asian continent. And here we are, Finland, Sweden and Norway. And the whole Europe. And the sun is right there. A little light bulb in the distance. Universe Sandbox can create a lot of different things and calculations. For example, if I want to have another planet orbiting our Earth, a binary orbit, so to speak, we can take, for example, another Earth and make it orbit, for example here. And now we can see how it starts to move, because it's so close to the Earth, point 1. They have the celestial interaction, which is in astronomy called perturbation. If I speed up the time, you can see that it actually orbits the Earth like this. So they are traveling like two friends, and to put it in scale, they are so far from the sun. Even though right here it may look overwhelmingly big. Now what would happen to Earth if, let's say, what would happen if the moon were to orbit this close? Oh, I can't see it from here. It's going pretty close. Wouldn't it be amazing if there was a moon or a planet or a star right next to us? Even though it would mess up basically everything in Earth, it would still be an amazing sight. Now let's get a bit crazy. Let's take the same moon, but launch it for like 7 kilometers per second, which is very, very fast. I'm gonna pause it, so we're not gonna miss it. bigger and bigger for the Earth, and oh boy, Moon would make massive damage to Earth. It doesn't take that big of an asteroid to mess up our planet pretty badly. Look at all the protuberance there. Now our Earth looks like the sun. This game actually makes me rather emotional, and it shows the fragility of our existence. Literally any kind of asteroid would make massive damage to our planet, but we are very lucky to be where we are, because there isn't any big threats. And for example, Jupiter in the outer orbits is taking a lot of the hits for Earth as well, because it's bigger, so it has a bigger gravitational pull to itself. So all the asteroids are hitting Jupiter instead of Earth as well. If you look at the Earth now, the surface temperature is a staggering 4,700 Celsius. If we speed up the time, the Earth starts to cool down, but it takes a long, long time. All water in Earth has evaporated, and it would take years and years for it to become less than 100 Celsius when the water can be liquid again. There is still a bit of the outer shell, so to speak, left on Earth. So there could be a minor chance for there to be some living cells left. And that kind of hit wouldn't even be seen out here. All the planets just keep going on their rightful way. This right here is a climate simulation. That shows how the sunlight affects our planet. pretty cool, right? Now, wouldn't you think that sun is a rather big star, at least compared to Earth? Let's put Earth here to see the difference. Oh, I'm actually launching them right now. I'll put it still and right here. So that right there, the tiny speck, is Earth. And if we were this close to Sun, our sunrise would be quite different. But Sun is still a small object in space, given that what we have found, for example, IV Canis Major or Betelgeuse. So if we have Earth there and Sun here, and add what would be an interesting one? Let's put a star here. Let's take the Canis Majoris one. So here we have IV Canis Majoris, and you can see how its width is bigger than the distance between Saturn and Earth. So here, if we have Earth, we live in this planet. And we zoom out, we can see Sun, so huge compared to Earth. But when we zoom out even more, the Sun becomes a tiny speck just like the Earth was. And here, lo and behold, IV Canis Majoris. It's impossible for human mind to fathom the sheer amount of space and mass that this star right here has. And by the way, I'm sorry if I'm saying planets and stars in the wrong places. I'm not too good with the astronomy Isn't that majestic? Everything in our solar system looks so much smaller compared to this big gas giant here. Here we can also add I have an idea. Let's add a galaxy. Let's put Andromeda here. So this here is Andromeda Galaxy. Oh boy, it's lagging a lot. Where did it go? I guess my computer didn't like that idea. Well, let's take a new one. Let's add a black hole. Oh, there it is again. Now, let's add the black hole. Black holes are very interesting. There is a suggestion that in the middle of every galaxy is some kind of a black hole, and it kind of makes sense when we see the form of galaxies, because if we add stars next to this black hole, they start to circle it, giving it that roundness. And if we were to add Earth close to this black hole, it would circle it with a huge speed. That's because of the gravitational pull in black holes is so massive, as well as the mass. For example, this rather tiny black hole has the mass of 430,000 suns. Or is that even 4.3 million? Now what would happen if we added another black hole here? With the same mass. see that the Earth started to do this crazy circle trying to catch up with the orbit. And these two black holes started to orbit, and now actually Earth crashed into the black hole and vanished once and for all. It's impossible to know what the black holes have inside. With the future technology, we may get a grasp on what really goes on in space. It's so fascinating because this is the stuff that is happening in space all the time, and has happened and has been happening, and it all happens with such a huge scale that we just can't know or understand. But thanks to NASA and other space organizations and philosophers and scientists, we know more and more each day. We haven't known about black holes for that long in human history, and we still can't be 100% certain that what's going on with those little black holes in the sky. So here the black holes are just doing their own dance. What if I speed up the time? Wow. Here they went. Now let's add Mars here. And here we can see the climate and materials of Mars. There's no water in there. But if we were to launch a planet that has water in it, for example, Uranus. Oh, it's so big. This was a bad idea. Never mind. Whoa, look at that pull. It went straight there. Wow. You can see that you can do all kind of crazy stuff with this game, and I personally love it. I find it so interesting. Here you can see the percentage of water in Earth. Isn't that low? And still, that's enough to maintain life. There wouldn't be organic life as we know without water, but it doesn't need to be that much. This game just makes me speechless. And it's so chill. Like, imagine just smoking up a joint and comparing the size of different planets. Whoa. That was the end of Earth. Let's add another Earth here. Whoa. Even if the Earth was this far off, the mass of this giant star would make it go towards it. Isn't it crazy how gravity works in space? The four forces of nature. Anyway, I hope I wasn't too silent for long times. I know this game makes me do that quite a bit because I just get immersed to the space and forget that I actually need to talk about it a bit. But if you like this and would like to explore space with me, even learn some new stuff, it would be a good learning tool for me as well. So let me know and I'll make more of this. And that reminds me, wouldn't this be so cool to have in school? Kids would be so much more into space and astronomy if they could see the scale and beauty of space in all its details in a game rather than in school books. I think the games have done a lot good for the modern societies, no matter how much bad stuff are said about them. Now look at that. Even this huge gas star doesn't have any chance against Regal here. The mass of Regal is 19 times of the Sun, but I'm sure because it's only hydrogen, it's so much bigger. Like if we were to add the Sun here, yeah. Just look at that size difference. This is amazing. It's so hard for me to stop this. Wow. And this is what happens when two giant stars collide. A supernova. This formation can be seen right now in the space if we look at the right places. The supernova could have happened millions and million years ago, and we would only now see it if it's that far away from us. There's so much food for thought in space. And I don't know when to stop this video. Maybe now would be a good time. I hope you found this relaxing, and see you in a bit with another video if you like this one. Bye bye from a small request, and have a good sleep.